there is something I've been sitting with, and I didn't want to rush it into words. Because some things you do not think your way into, you leave them. You walk them, you cry through them, you resist them, you surrender through them, you keep moving through them. And then one day they reveal themselves. And that is where I am. Yes, being April the 1st, April Fool's Day, I can laugh at myself with love and more compassion as what is continues to reveal. And this is where this script was born, to share that with you. And I have gone off the script, fully surrendering and trusting even more. And that is where I am. And I'm not trying to invent something. I'm not here trying to create a message that sounds beautiful. I'm here because my life has revealed something to me so clearly, and that I can no longer deny it. I have been denying it, and this is the invitation to see where we've been so domesticated to deny this when it's so strong within ourselves. And I want to say this plainly. I used to think life was about getting somewhere, about getting from beginning to the end, about finding the right path, making the right choice, becoming the right person, getting to the place where finally everything made sense. But what I see now, what I know now, what I've been remembering, is that we never actually get to the finish line. We dance between the beginning and the end. That is what life is. We dance, we move, we fall, we rise, we choose, we regret, we learn, we love, we lose, and we begin again. And in all of that, we remember who we are. Not all at once, not all in one neat moment, not because somebody tells us, because life reveals it, because life reflects it, because life, if we are willing to live it honestly, keeps showing us the pattern. Life is lived in motion. You don't arrive, you participate. And through that participation, you remember. And that is what I can no longer deny. My life has always revealed and guided me, always. Even when I thought I was lost, even when I thought I was making mistakes, even when I thought I had gone the wrong way, even when I was in pain, even when I was in confusion, even when I was loving in ways that cost me, even when I was trying to understand why something had happened the way it had happened. Even then, life was still revealing me to me. And this is the shift. I do not use my life against me anymore. I use life to reveal myself to me. That is different. That is a completely different way of standing inside your own story. Because when you use your life against you, everything becomes evidence of what is wrong. What you missed, what you failed, what you tolerated, what you should have known, what you should have done sooner, what you should have become by now. And when you use life to reveal yourself to you, everything becomes meaningful in a different way. Not because pain is romantic, not because suffering is holy, but because experience becomes revelation. It becomes pattern. It becomes guidance. It becomes truth. It becomes remembrance. And that is where I am now. I am remembering. And I need to say this slowly because this matters to me deeply. There is nothing wrong with you. You are remembering. You are not broken. You are not late. You are not disqualified. You are remembering. And remembering is not passive. Remembering is a return to your heart, a return to your body, a return to your knowing, a return to your own life, a return to the parts of you that knew before the mind needed proof. And yes, deep down, we know. We do. We know. The question is not always whether we know. The question is whether we trust what we know enough to move with it. Because that is where courage enters. And I need to say this exactly. Courage is not given. It is revealed as steps are taken without knowing the end. That is what I have lived. That is what my life has shown me. You do not wait at the beginning until you feel brave enough. You move. And as you move, courage reveals itself. Not because fear disappears, because something deeper starts becoming visible. You realize, I am moving. I am still here. I am alive inside this. I can choose again. I can respond. I can begin again. I can keep walking. And then courage is no longer an idea. It becomes lived. It becomes embodied. It becomes yours. And this is why I know I am no longer rejecting what my own life has always been showing me. I have always been guided. Not because I always had certainty. Not because I had the map. Not because I knew the ending. But because when it mattered, I moved. And now I can admit that more honestly. I can trust myself more than I have fully admitted. That is one of the deepest things being revealed to me. And this is the part that might challenge you. You are not confused. You are not trusting what you already know. And I can see now where my own fear of being accepted made me downplay my own knowing, where I made myself smaller so other people could stay comfortable, where I started to stand out and then softened myself so I could fit in with the crowd, where I went against my own inner values, my own needs, my own signal, not because I was weak, because I was afraid of what it would cost to fully stand where I knew I stood. That is real. And I'm not ashamed of saying that now, because that too is part of remembering. To remember is not to become perfect. To remember is to become honest. And honesty is love too. Love is not always soft. Love does not always stay. Love does not always give you more. Real love includes you. It does not ask you to disappear to prove you care. It does not ask you to overextend to maintain connection. It does not ask you to abandon yourself to keep peace. Love is staying in integrity with yourself while being in relationship with life. And that is something I had to learn through living, not through theory, through life, through loving, through overgiving, through staying too long, through understanding too much, through caring too much, through trying to make harmony real when it was being maintained at my expense. And now I know something I did not fully know before. Love includes me. My heart includes me. My truth includes me. My life includes me. And from there, everything changes. Because from there, I can love and still say no. I can love and still walk away. I can love and still tell the truth. I can love and still hold a boundary. I can love and still choose differently. That is not hardness. That is not punishment. That is not me becoming less loving. That is me finally including myself inside love. And this is also where I need to say something else. It is okay to say, I know. It is okay. You do not have to keep diminishing your knowing so it sounds more acceptable. You do not have to turn your truth into questioning because other people are more comfortable with your uncertainty than your clarity. It is okay to say, I know. And you will know the difference between the heart and the ego talk. You will. Not always perfectly, not theoretically, not in some performance of spiritual purity, but you will know. And both are needed. That matters too. Both are needed. Your heart, your ego, as well as your body. They are all within you. To reject is to resist. To reject your ego is to reject part of your design. To reject your body is to reject part of your design. To reject your heart is to reject part of your design. To accept your ego, your heart, your body is to accept the creation of the Creator that you are. And yes, I said that exactly that way. Because I can no longer pretend that the sacred is separate from the lived. You, everything around you, the life you have walked, the people who reflected things back to you, the patterns, the pain, the beauty, the synchronicity, the children, the heartbreak, the courage, the longing, the remembering, all of it. And with all of it, you have always had you. And you always will. That line matters so much to me. You have always had you, and you always will. And when you forgot, and when you doubted, and when you chose against your own knowing, and when you needed confirmation from the outside, and when you wanted someone else to name what was true so you could finally rest, still, you were there. Your heart was there. Your knowing was there. Your signal was there. And what I feel so deeply now is that so much of this path is not about becoming someone else. It's about remembering who you have always been. And this is why this channel is what it is. And I need to say this cleanly. It's not about changing. This channel is not about changing. It's revealing even more behind it, more of what has always been underneath it, more truth, more pattern, more life, more of the heart behind the words, more of the experience behind the teaching, more of what has always guided me. This is what this channel is revealing, not the essence, the revelation of it. And yes, I'm going to be changing the thumbnails to reflect the beautiful life. And the titles will be the punchline. And I'm doing this my way. This is part of the remembering too. To stop dressing your truth in the ways that make it easier for other people to receive while moving further away from what is actually yours. No. I am doing this my way because my life shows it. My energy shows it. My daughter shows it. My work shows it. My words show it. My book shows it. I do not need to prove it. My life reveals it. If you feel something in you recognizing this, not understanding it, recognizing it, then my book is there for you. Because it's not theory. It's me living this. Through the confusion, through the choices, through the moments I didn't know the outcome, and moved anyway. Not so you become me, but so you can see yourself more clearly. Because that is what this is about. Not limitation, remembrance. Not performance, pattern revelation. Not fixing, returning. And through what I'm going to keep sharing here on this channel, this is what I am doing. Revealing the pattern. That's all. With love, with responsibility, with remembrance. And yes, forgiveness belongs here too. We are all capable of forgiveness, of each other, of ourselves. That does not mean we erase truth. That does not mean we collapse discernment. That does not mean we stay where we are dishonored. It means we remember our hearts. And that matters now more than ever to me. To remember our hearts. Because I do not know what each of you need exactly. I do not know the precise shape of your next step. I do not know the exact decision your life is asking of you. I do not know the exact grief you are carrying or the exact threshold you're standing at. But I do know this. Love. The inner love that is between your chest. That is real. That is not weakness. That is not fantasy. That is not indulgence. That is life. That is guidance. That is where remembering begins again and again and again. And from there, we lead the way. We support each other. We do our best to love each other. We do our best to forgive. We do our best to live in a way that honors what we know when it rises. And when we forget, we remember again. That is the dance. That is the path. That is the human experience. Not reaching a finish line, dancing between the beginning and the end. And allowing life to reveal you to you as you go. So I want to leave you with this exactly as it wants to be said. There is nothing wrong with you. You are remembering. You are deeply loved. And maybe what you need now is not more punishment, not more analysis, not more self-rejection, not more evidence against yourself. Maybe what you need now is to put your pain down. Not deny it, not bypass it, not pretend it did not matter. It is to stop worshiping it as the center of your identity. Put it down and live your life of love. Not the idea of love, not the performance of love, not the version of love that asks you to disappear. The real one, the lived one, the honest one, the embodied one, the one that includes truth, the one that includes courage, the one that includes self-respect, the one that includes your heart, the one that includes you. So, are you ready to put your pain down and live your life of love? Because your heart has always known. And despite everything, it still does.